Well, a very pleasant good morning and welcome to Princeton Research's MoneyInfo.com. Today we are coming from a beautiful location in St. Lucie West, which is where we're going to have our WPSL Christmas Kids Show in just 1 hour from right now at AXA Investments, as a matter of fact. But right now we've got Mike King in New York City. Leaving the lovely confines of Las Vegas, Nevada, and Charles Moskowitz trying to dig out of snow in Boston, Massachusetts. Good morning, guys.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning.
Well, I think we're a little better off in Florida than you are, Charles. What is this snow stuff?
We're not going to have to dig out because it's, not really sticking, but it is coming down. Still a little too warm.
Well, with the weather patterns becoming more violent all over the world, I'm sure you're going to have quite a bit of snow this year. Yeah. You'll have, because all over the weather patterns are more serious, more violent.
Somebody was talking about that last night on one of the news shows. The guy saying, global warming isn't necessarily producing more storms, but it is producing more violent storms. He was talking about, the drought in Manila and now towards Vietnam. And, man, you see the picture of that. I mean, they started talking about it on Sunday when I was coming back from New York. They were already talking about it on the radio that the storm was still 300 and something miles east of Vietnam, and the outer bands were already there. So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, what they were talking about, Charles, some of the meteorologists who are the big, the hurricane folks down here in South Florida, they were saying that this could probably go down as the biggest storm in history. Right. The one hitting the Philippines, and then it seemed like the thing that was so amazing about it is that it didn't even miss a beat and, went through the Philippines and then just kept going to Vietnam. I mean, that's the thing that's so amazing about it.
Yep. Well, the water is warmer over there.
There's no doubt about it. But that part of the world, the water is going to be a little bit warmer anyway. But and Mike, I know you've we've been saying prayers for you because I know you've got a lot of friends over in that part of the world, and that's the last thing that a developing country needs is something like that to hit.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how quickly the United States responds to help everybody. It's amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, you figure we had Marines, the boots on the ground, 12 hours after it hit. I mean, that's what blew me away. I mean, at least we were there to, try and help out. I mean, it's just such a monumental task. It's going to take years to, really fix that. But Mike, what are you doing in New York City?
We're working on the sustained release, which is going to be a part of Broadleaf Capital. The sustained release is part of AKINA, which is at the University of Purdue, which takes medicines in which the patents have run out and changes the molecular structure so that they last a lot longer. Like, for example, if you take Botox and you use Botox, it'll last a week or two, the injections. But with them changing the molecular structure, it could last 6 months or 8 months. And this will be done on several different types of drugs.
And Mike, is this the drug equivalent of what Skin Visible does with the topical stuff? It changes the delivery or the way that it interacts, and so you get a new patent on it?
No, I don't know how it relates to Skin Visible. I really don't have any idea. This is part of AKINA. AKINA is owned by a Korean company called Sanyum. We are looking to buy 49% of their sustained release division. That division only. That science only. We're only interested in that one science of changing the molecular structure of drugs to make them last a lot longer. That's going to be very useful for many, many different types of treatments. Glaucoma, and wound healing of different kinds, lidocaine, Avastin, exoneride. There's probably 20 different applications.
Well, Mike, does this change the effectiveness of the drugs at all, or no?
I hope not. I hope not. I don't think so.
That's why you do the research, right? Yeah.
And so,
wow. I mean, if you could pull that off, that would be absolutely amazing. If you could increase the shelf life of a lot of drugs, I mean, that truly would be an amazing feat.
Yeah, increase the life of the application life.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Sure. It'll make them a lot more useful and less expensive when they can be applied over a longer period of time.
Sure.
No question about that.
So this is something that your company, the Broadleaf Capital, is really going to be interested in?
Right. That's what we're trying to do. Yes.
Great. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Wow.
Yes, it sure
Good
is.
Stuff.
And another subject, it looks like Leo Motors is coming back. You know, Leo Motors had long been represented on the show for many years. We've had different scientists on. They are lithium makers of electric power. And they've had, it looks like they're getting Robert Kang back, who's an excellent manager, and they needed management. And the stock has gone from 2 or 3 cents to 8 to 10 cents in the last week. LEOM is a symbol of that. And they've been on the show many times, and they will be back.
Oh, well, yeah, years ago. That's
well,
great.
you know, the whole issue here with the Tesla earnings was the fact that, you know, they said that, you know, they're not production restrained. They have a lot of capacity to increase production. They're not demand constrained. There's plenty of demand for it. But the problem is that they're having trouble keeping up with the batteries.
Yes.
There literally aren't enough around to go around.
And that's
so
where,
that would be terrific.
Of course, Leo Motors had talked about that years ago.
The challenge is getting the power without the explosiveness, being able to control the explosiveness of the lithium. The lithium is quite volatile, and Tesla's had 3 fires now.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the issue with Tesla is not that you're just driving around and you have a problem. All 3 cars were involved in accidents where they hit things that broke through the cover from underneath the car for the batteries. The guy who was in the most recent one said, during my accident, if I would have been in a regular car, I'm not sure I would have been able to get out. And frankly, you know, a lot of people don't really think about it, but driving a car with a tank full of, you know, 18 or 20 gallons of gasoline is potentially as explosive as these batteries could ever be. I mean, you know, I hate to go back to say something that was such an outer issue, the Pinto. I mean, all you had to do was sneeze on those cars and they blew up. But no, the guy, the ability to get out of the car, the way that the car is designed and manufactured, you know, makes it not an issue. Now, the stock is another issue. The stock is 139 and change, down another 5.5 after rallying a bit yesterday. And that just falls into the same category that a lot of other companies do, which is people love the company and they love the product. But the stock just is a whole other issue. I mean, you can love the Tesla product and be impressed by it, but the stock is up from $40 in a year to 190 and change. So,
now it's
pretty much priced for perfection.
And so you think in the 130 level, you may look to buy it again here.
Yeah.
You may be looking to buy it. I would be surprised if you did buy it soon.
Yeah. The thing is, for me, when they trade vertical like this in either direction, I like to see a little horizontal trading so that we can better define risks, for our clients. And by the way, we sold some Cisco calls this morning. They have earnings after the close tomorrow night, but that's not why we sold them. I actually bought December calls, the December 24s, yesterday using the texting service, and sold the Novembers, which expire on Friday. I think we had a 73-cent cost, and we got $1.06 for them. So it was just rolling out of something that, if something is slightly negative and the stock goes a little bit on the dormant side, those November calls just evaporate. So we didn't want to take the chance with that. So we moved into the Decembers and we took the profit in the Novembers today. Bought the Decembers yesterday, sold the Novembers today.
It looks like a good trade.
Yeah, well, the airline stocks are really acting great. The vacation stocks, too.
Well, you've done extremely well this year, especially
did you see
biomed. You've done
Greg?
well in biomed stocks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. Did you see, Charles, that Alaska Airlines now is going to allow electronic devices on their planes?
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
There's an interesting company that just went public this year, not very long ago, and it was not an exciting IPO. I mean, it did not perform initially.
You're obviously not talking about Twitter.
No. Talking about GoGo.
Who?
The name of the company is GoGo. The symbol is GOGO.
GoGo? What is it?
I'll tell you. I just want to check and see. Okay, so the stock came around $13, and it did nothing for the first couple of weeks, and about a month after it came, it hit a low of about $10. $9.71, I think, was the low. Today, it's selling at $25, and when it came public, it was August. So from the beginning of September till now, 2 months, the stock has gone from 10 to 25.5. This is the company that provides Wi-Fi to the airplanes.
Oh.
GoGo.
Oh, okay.
It's
called GoGo.
Yeah.
And
I haven't traded
provides
it yet.
Wi-Fi to airplanes. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
I mean, they're not you have to understand, they're not the only ones. If you fly on JetBlue, you know that there's DirecTV. And so DirecTV can furnish it the same way. But, DirecTV, that would be one of the things that they do. GoGo is exclusively for this purpose. And it's, it's very exciting.
Well, but see, that's where GoGo would have an advantage in that situation, because eventually you say DirecTV is a competitor, but, once the, if you want to call them the cord cutters, who is going to be our target audience once we actually start the television, Once the cord cutters really come into play, it's not only cable, but it's going to be satellite services that are going to be affected as well. So,
Right.
and you know, then everything goes through Xbox or Netflix or some new brand of all of that, and that's where GoGo can do it effectively for all the airlines. I mean, that
And I'm not
sounds
sure,
amazing.
and I'm not sure that GoGo won't also be doing it for automobiles,
Ooh.
because that's a big market now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Wow.
I mean, clearly somebody
Yeah.
is doing it. You know, you get into a Ford product, and I rented one a couple of months ago, and you know, you get into the car, and the Bluetooth is on, and it immediately hooks up to your phone, and you know, a panel lights up and says, you know, this is your password, and you put it in, and your phone is hands-free, and you can get the internet on your phone. I mean, you know, it's a huge market for it, just on the, you know, navigation and, you know, search, looking for restaurants, looking for a gas station, you know, whatever it is that you're looking for. I mean, that's a tremendous market.
So that was your regular Ford rental that you had.
Yeah, it was just
in
a Ford Fusion, maybe.
Ford
I
Fusion.
mean, it wasn't even
Okay.
a big car. It was just, you know, their standard intermediate size rental. So, you know, it wasn't something like the Taurus, which is, you know, an upper level kind of thing, and it certainly wasn't an SUV, which is, you know, where they do an awful lot of good work.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, connected is connected.
Well, what we're going to try and do next week, and I'm not sure whether it will be Mike Wetzel, the general manager of Sunrise Ford here locally, or maybe somebody from Ford Motor Company, but Carol and I had a chance to see some of the new, if you want to call them smart cars. We were in a Lexus. We also saw the Ford at the radio show. And they said, cozy up to your dealers, because this is going to be the future of our business, you know, and it's going to be in the dashboard. And you're right, Charles. If this company can get on the ground floor of all of that, that could be amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
I only differ with some of these guys, like Kramer, who I, again, particularly don't care for, but you know,
everybody
all of these
differs
guys,
with Kramer. Stand in line, Charles.
All of these guys who say, you know, and I agree with them, but not 100%, and that is, you know, it's not necessarily where they came from as opposed to where they're going. And of course, that may be true in some limited manner, but when you see a stock, you know, up a couple of 100%, you have to be considered where it came from.
Jimmy Miller with GRILLiT, Elizabethtown.
Jimmy, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Now, you're with GRILLiT, and are you a franchise owner?
No, I'm not a franchise owner. I'm the general manager for the franchise that's just opening in Kentucky.
Ah, okay.
All right.
And there is one already in Nashville?
Yes, we've got one location in Nashville, 2 locations in Miami, and we'll soon have a few more opening.
Right.
Well, Jimmy, tell us about your location in what? You're just outside of Louisville, right?
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes south of Louisville, about 45 to 50 minutes east of Lexington. We're located right in the heart of central Kentucky. This is the first freestanding building for GRILLiT. This one actually has a drive-thru too, which is the first for GRILLiT.
Wow.
Wow, good stuff. That's interesting. Well,
Tell us about what's unique.
How long have you been open, and what's the response been?
Well, the response has been great. You know, yesterday was our grand opening, the first day that we've actually had our doors open to the full public. We did about 5 days of training before that, and the response was absolutely fantastic around here. We had probably 250 people walk in just while we were doing training, and of course we fed them for free and let them go food, but the feedback has been excellent so far. Nothing but great comments about the food and service so far, so that's great.
And what's unique? Tell us about the uniqueness of GRILLiT.
Well, everything with GRILLiT is absolutely unique. You know, we make everything fresh every day. Our sauces are made fresh every day. You know, we cook our chicken fresh daily. We'll be cooking it throughout lunch. We have steak on the menu that's cooked fresh. All of our sauces handmade.
Ghazi? Hajj? Yes, Ghazi, hi.
Aha! Ghazi has just checked in as well. Ghazi, we've got your general manager in Louisville, Kentucky on the line as well as Mike King and Charles Moskowitz, and I'm in St. Lucie West preparing for yet another show live right after this. But welcome back, and I think the question that was going to Jimmy was about the uniqueness of GRILLiT, and you know, he was so excited because of the grand opening yesterday.
Yeah, we're excited. Like, it's the first actually freestanding building, and I'm gonna let Jimmy walk you through the experience he had for the last past few days. Even though it was announced officially open yesterday, but Jimmy did a great job serving the neighborhood and the community. Go ahead, Jimmy. Tell me all your activities you've done the past few days.
Sure, like I was just saying a little bit earlier, you know, we were doing training last week. We served probably 250 people came through our training just by hooking up and letting them through the door. Again, the response to the food was excellent. My employees are having fun. The customer feedback has been nothing but positive. So we think we're going to do very well here in Elizabethtown.
That's awesome. So for the group, as you are aware, the master franchise for State is Mr. Perry Patel. He owns that restaurant as a franchisee as well, and definitely he's planning on opening some more. So he's looking on a bunch of sites. At least that's what we have been told, and as well as he's looking for franchisee to open in Ohio, of course, state of Kentucky, as well as New Hampshire and New Jersey. And again, we're excited. The first freestanding building drive-through, and Jimmy really is doing a great job for us. And by not just following instruction and being trained in Miami for past week, he's really tried to buy the best product available. And I believe Jimmy is did finalize the contract with Kentucky Best. Is that what it is, Jimmy, for produce?
Kentucky's got a big produce program called Kentucky Proud, and we're proud to be a part of that. And that's where we're only using Kentucky vendors for our produce as much as possible. We'll have an item here or there that may not be in season we can't get from Kentucky. But by large, we're going to be using all local produce. So.
Well, see, Jimmy, you just answered a question that Ghazi and I talked about when Ghazi was in the studio feeding our entire radio station for a week. By the way, Ghazi, I had to let you know we had people walking in off the street wanting to know about your GRILLiT items that we actually had in the radio station. But seriously, we were talking about how do you maintain the fresh, everyday fresh, by trucking, and you said no, it's all going to be local fresh, and that's Jimmy, you really hit it on the head. So you've got basically all Kentucky vendors then.
Yeah, that's what we're really shooting for. One of our main vendors is about 20 miles down the road. It's located directly between Elizabethtown and Louisville, which Louisville's only about 40 minutes away from us again. But yeah, we're trying to get it here as quickly as we possibly can, and to serve it as fresh as we possibly can.
Yeah, that goes along with our vision when we were at the studio, of course. Ruben Gonzalo and I brought some food. As you are aware, we just actually this week we're introducing our brand new menu, which we already introduced in Elizabethtown. It's actually we're rolling it in the Miami location today, and tomorrow in Pembroke Pines. The Florida market will be right now the only market so far will have all our product MSG free. I mean, we're proud to announce that really is happening, and definitely we'll have more communication toward the end of the week about that particular piece, because we will be one of the few restaurant chain actually can declare that we're MSG free. You know, no preservative whatsoever coming in the door. Everything's fresh, and so that's really, we're proud moving in that direction.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing, Ghazi, that word has got to get out to the MSNBCs and CNBCs and Fox businesses of the world, because that is huge news if you're MSG free, because, you know, a lot of us just can't handle the headaches from the MSG that you get at, you know, especially a lot of the chain restaurants. I mean, that's really huge news if your Florida restaurants are setting the pace to be MSG free. That's amazing.
Yeah, it goes along with our, you know, mission statement, you know, health, your healthy option, you know, eat better, live better, basically, and that's really what the focus is from all our, you know, our management team, our board members, everybody really are focusing and asking us to head in that direction. So that's really pretty exciting from all our board members as well as our management team. That's the direction we're staying in and we're focusing on, as you know, the Latin Caribbean fusion and all healthy products coming in the door, as well as, you know, the fresh protein, you know, grilled protein. This is what the future is all about. On a different note, we had finalized last week our prototype for an untrad. So with an untrad, which is basically a design for hospitals, airports, turnpike plazas, and the prototype design was submitted to all the management team. They approved it. Right now, we're looking for an untrad avenue. So hopefully, 2014 will be a year. Hopefully we'll be able to start talking to some people who operate in airports and plazas. So that's one beside our traditional store, which is be looking for a franchisee as well as multi-owner franchisee. We'll be looking at a non-traditional location, universities and all, because that's where everybody moving into the health aspect, and we'll fit right up into that category.
Well, that's absolutely phenomenal, Ghazi. What great news! I mean, if you start thinking about, I just thinking about some of the places that we've done some even high school football games recently. There's one down by you in Boca Raton at St. Andrews, which is a private school, but it is like a college campus. It's 90 acres. And you get into a place like that, and boy, that would be amazing. And you've got year-round business because it's the kids' board there. So it's something like that, or St. Thomas University down in Miami. We were just there doing a basketball game the other day, and you think that that could be a very good market for you. And of course, you're already just across the street from the University of Miami, which is great. Good news.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. Believe it or not, you brought St. Andrews. Actually, I was given a tour last 10 days ago. What an amazing campus! My son plays basketball. Play basketball. So I've been, of course, St. Thomas and all the school, but never took the time to see the rest of the campus. It just, like you said, it's a 9-acre, huge, and of course they keep building and building and demolishing buildings. So definitely there's some communication on. We're pretty excited where we're at. As I said, being in the health aspect, and we're going to continue to improve. You know, our franchise, our Tennessee location, downtown Tennessee, is doing phenomenally well. You know, of course, they had a rough start, but right now they're putting their arm around the operation. And Ruben Gonzalez, of course, the gentleman you met last time, he went to spend about a week over there, make sure, you know, the Tennessee group are on track. So besides just opening restaurant, we have, you know, we will support them as we go, not just initially, but ongoing support for our franchisee and our restaurant to make sure everybody stay focused and deliver what we promise we can deliver.
If I could comment on that too, Ghazi, you know, from an operator standpoint, I've been in the restaurant business for about 15 years, and this franchise is really, it's set up to grow, and it seems like the communication is there. Ghazi's talking to me every day, sort of coaching me through what's going on. As far as the ease of the setup of this building too, we took over an older building as this freestanding building, and, you know, the smaller packages, all the little details for this concept are in place, and it's been a very smooth transition from taking a little bit of a wreck of a building to making it a fantastic-looking restaurant. It's all came together very quickly. So, you know, those guys are doing a great job down there in the planning and development of franchises. So,
Jimmy, I think you really hit it on the head, and you mentioned one word, and I have talked with some franchise.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Go ahead. Yes. So
I'm here.
I heard we seem to have lost. Is Charles on?
Yes, I am. So Ghazi, you're rolling out the new menu?
Yes,
and
we're rolling.
Go on.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, we're rolling out the new menu. We're basically, as I said, we just finalized the prototype for non-trad. That's really our focus, hopefully in 2014, as well as the focus on selling more franchise in the existing territories.
Right. And the drive-through for this new freestanding building, is it a full menu? I mean, time-wise, how long does it take to go through a drive-through versus, I mean, I remember that you said, 23, 25 minutes was the time from somebody walking into the restaurant to ordering to being served to eating, on the basis of, how much time people actually have for lunch. But how does it work with a drive-through? What's the turnaround time there?
As I said previously, in the restaurant, our goal is to serve every customer under 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds for every customer. From the order to the time they pay. That's our goal, and we have been very, very successful. Of course, the people who are familiar with our menu, they go through a line pretty quick. People, not familiar with the menu, take a little bit longer time.
Sure.
We always have somebody in there to help and guide them, to give them some support or at least explain the menu. On the drive-thru, I'm going to let Jimmy answer that because I really did not work with it yet. Of course, I worked in the past with multiple chains. The drive-thru, I'm going to let Jimmy answer that one. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, on the operator side, the drive-thru, I think, is probably going to be pretty simple to operate. Our food is designed where we can put together, all these fresh ingredients really, really timely. So it's a matter of execution in our time. I'll go even a step further. I'm going to shoot for a little bit lower ticket time on our drive-thru, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll probably be looking at around 120 seconds, somewhere around in there for our drive-thru times. I think we can execute drive-thru times well. I really do.
That's very impressive because, in a McDonald's, which is not even, made to order, it takes almost that much time.
Right.
Jimmy, we're fortunate to have Jimmy on our team. Jimmy is really, like he said, he's been around the food business for well over 15 years with multiple chain, and most of his role were going around the country opening restaurants. And again, he's joined our team, and besides being part of Perry's team in Kentucky, we're going to use his skills as well as his knowledge to help us, refine the drive-through and as we go. As you well aware, we're a small chain, and we are really looking for folks to contribute, and Jimmy probably will help us moving forward, specifically on the drive-through as well as other things. So,
yeah, from my standpoint, this is one of the big positives in GRILLiT, and that is the depth of experience for the management team. You especially, Ghazi, on the basis of where you've come from and how big a organization you have the ability to manage. A lot of these companies, a lot of small companies, end up trying to grow their management into their business plan, as opposed to having a business plan that you can clearly execute, and not add on layers of management or layers of talent after the fact. So the old saying is you want to be a real company, you have to act like a real company, and having the infrastructure and the management to go forward in a big way is clearly an advantage that a lot of small companies don't have.
Yeah, and we, as I said, our board really consists of a lot of, beside our management team, beside our hands-on experience, and being on the front line, and one day and being on the boardroom second day, wear multiple hats. We have, of course, as you all aware, Dr. Paul Allen. He's really helping us out to, stay with our menu, making sure, whatever we have fits our, mission statement. We have Mr. Gus Solomon. He's a genius in the IT world. He's on the board as well. So besides being, being healthy and all, we're looking for the vision to be, a high-tech company, from our POS system to practically everything we do through our communication. Because as you're well aware, everything is hinged on that ringing up that ticket and getting that money, getting that the cash register bell we're going. So that's why we're fortunate with those two guys, which is, again, to help us continue build our management team, as well as, of course, other member like Rob Elliott, as as a genius in the marketing aspect of the world, as well as the folks on the board, financial genius are helping us out, not just to shape the restaurant, shape our company as well.
Yeah. Well, that, as I said, that's a huge advantage versus the problems that some of these small companies have trying to play catch-up, not really being able to, have the structure to grow the business plan.
Yeah, again, we decide, we're focused on, I think we get the concept exactly where we need it to be. Of course, always improvement as you go, as you grow. Our vision is, hopefully next year we're going to be working with Mr. Perry Patel, as well as the folks in Atlanta, New Jersey, and Ohio, specifically Cleveland and Cincinnati, as well as Jersey, to find franchisee and open stores. Our square, our footage would be 1,400 to 1,800 square feet, which is seat 336 to about 50 people. So we have really again designed the concept to grow, and just waiting for folks to step up to the plate and to work with us to open restaurants.
Yeah, I know that Greg has mentioned it and Mike has mentioned it in the past, but Las Vegas seems like it would be such a fruitful area for you guys because of the lack of large square footage with, all of the hotels and casinos. They all have, kind of food court areas, but, obviously
Yes.
they're in it for the revenue per square foot, and clearly gambling is probably the biggest producer. But people do still have to eat, and they don't want them to go very far. So that makes that part of it pretty exciting, also.
Yeah, and like Mike has mentioned earlier, it's like capture audience. You open the airport, people don't have much time. They want to just get back on doing what they want to gamble. That's why they're there. So they're looking for us. We, eat healthy in a very short time, and so hopefully, again, we'll, there's so much opportunity out there. You just gotta focus and wait for the right partners to help us out to grow the concept. We have folks coming in through the store every day, specifically in Miami, because a lot of tourists come through there. I mean, believe it or not, one of the hotel, statistically, I think it's a DoubleTree, they have 130,000 guests come through the hotel every year. Yeah. So that's crazy numbers, and we've seen people from not just Canada, all over the world. They come and they just love the food, and of course, they practically eat every day. We meet people from all over the world and all over the United States every day, and they love our food, and everybody want to open stores in their area. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, it's such a positive alternative. I mean, I went through the Washington, D.C. area, I think through Reagan Airport not that long ago, and I walked out of the concourse into the main section of the area, and staring me in the face at the end of the concourse was Five Guys. Now, concepts like that, where everything is cooked to order and right there and available, works across, obviously it works in Coral Gables, and it works in a freestanding building in Kentucky, and it works in Nashville, but it seems like it works everywhere.
We believe so. Jimmy had a chance to work with the concept, and he traveled with other concepts. I'm going to let Jimmy, pipe in and answer that one for a little bit. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question, Ghazi.
No, I was just talking about the viability of the actual product, because Five Guys, which is also an interesting concept, but with a very, very limited menu, are in places. I went through Reagan Airport, and you walk out of the concourse and you walk right into a Five Guys. And so, the idea of having something fresh and made to order that's not a hamburger necessarily is, a concept that probably works pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. This concept could grow anywhere. It really could. I feel like any customer that we get to the door, I absolutely feel like they'll be back. The food is that good. The whole time I was in Miami, I got nothing but fantastic feedback from all the guests. And, obviously airport locations would be great. Any location that we could throw up right now, to a degree, would be great. And we haven't even touched on our catering or delivery as well. Catering is going to be a big deal here in the Elizabethtown area. I'm really looking forward to being a part of that, too.
Yeah. I mean, financial districts have people have meetings in and out of their offices, almost every day. And so, the catering side of it is probably a very interesting alternative to, tuna and turkey and ham sandwiches.
Yeah, we introduced, again, like Jimmy was said, we introduced our newest catering menu. It's amazing. It's besides, rice and chicken, of course, we have a great lineup of salads and other, soups and desserts as well. So it's really, and we've been making headway, especially actually had a huge convention in near our airport, our Miami airport location, and we cater, a bunch of catering last week for small parties. They don't want to deal with the hotel food. They don't want to deal with anything, so we cater to their small gathering in the room, as well as, the Blue Lagoon area. of course, offices everywhere. So we
And is that, Ghazi, is that catering menu also on the website?
yes.
Okay, and why don't you give the people the website address again?
Okay. It's www.GRILLitinc.com. I'll spell it www.GRILLIT, GRILLIT, So we have the new menu as well as the catering menu and other things. Of course, a bunch of press releases. You can learn about our concept for the folks that just hearing it for the first time, and and that's where we're at. So hopefully, hopefully this is a start for a big company. So we're pretty excited in the position where we're at right now.
That's great. Really exciting.
Sounds like great news. It's great news, Ghazi. I mean, just the whole concept of not only your restaurant, but the fact that you're taking that to the next level here in Florida, with the MSG free, which I think is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, we were just scratching the surface with that. It took us, as I said, like previously, you met Ruben Gonzalez on last show, and we've been almost for a whole month meeting with vendor, meeting with our distributors, getting certification for any product going through our front door, just to make sure whatever claim we make, we can support it. So this thing don't come overnight. Everything you invest a lot of time, effort, and energy, and of course, you just want to be careful whatever you claim is accurate, and we feel very strong about it. And our distributor is amazing and work with us to help us, can continue with our quest on being healthy concept.
Well, it's a very exciting deal, that's for certain.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It was interesting when you're talking. Yeah, oh yeah, Charles. I agree with you.
Anyway, well,
and wrapping. I know we were getting close to wrap up this. Besides we're healthy, we really work a lot with our community. Jimmy is planning on sponsoring a bunch of little leagues in Kentucky. We do have a bike team here for folks of 50 and over. They support us. We have about 16 people. On the bike team, we every weekend there's somewhere with a GRILLiT uniform going around, and they come to the restaurant often and to support. We had a huge high school gathering last October 25th. Actually, Ruben and I were there serving well over 200 kids. They love the food. They just enjoy it, and we have a bunch of football players coming through the door eating protein. So we're pretty excited. Not just with the concept, pretty excited, our young, as well our, folks in the 50 and over, just being healthy, eating healthy, and support us.
Fantastic. Protein is so important. It's everything.
Yeah. Especially if it's fresh and grilled. Just
it's so hard. Most of the world has trouble even finding protein. It's very important in the diet. It's great that you have so much of it.
Well, thanks again, Ghazi, and you too, Jim. Thanks for coming on and, helping us have people understand the concept and where it is and what it is. Mike, you have a 17B to discuss here?
Yeah, we sure do. That we received restricted shares from GRILLiT for investor relations, and we're really happy to be doing business with GRILLiT. It's a great, great company. We're expecting really big things and tremendous growth out of the company. Yes, absolutely.
So thanks again, Jimmy.
Thanks again for your time
thanks,
again.
Ghazi.
And,
thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
So, is Greg back with us, or?
Well,
I don't know. I think he's
boy,
had
and
phone troubles.
best of luck to Ghazi as well.
Sounds, you're in and out, Greg.
yeah, we had
Yeah,
a
it's
little
we few internet problems. But outside of that, we made it.
Yeah, the audition channel.
Almost unscathed.
The audition channel is messing with Greg, is what's been going on, but he can hear everything you say. And we're going to be pulling out of here in about a minute and a half.
Yep. And don't forget the conference call tomorrow. And the markets right now, the Dow is down.
What's the number for the conference call, Charles?
712-432-0075, and the pin is 614426. And that's
Very
at 10
good.
o'clock in the morning. So the crude is down about a quarter, and the Dow is down about $20. It's kind of a, very slow day.
What's the crude price?
It's 94. 1 second, I'm just waiting for it to update again. Crude 94.85. That's down 29 cents. Gold and silver are both lower. The gold by about $2.50. The silver by.
And where is gold?
cents. 1 second. It'll come around. All right. Well, we'll.
All right, you are been listening to Princeton Research on WPSL. Mike King and Charles Moskowitz and Greg Wyatt. Stick around. We're going to head out to Accent Investments in St. Lucie West for the Christmas Kids about a minute and a half from now. Right here on Digital 1590.